On the behalf of Government Engineering College Banswara, I Dr. Sunil Gadwal welcomes you once again in the video lecture classes. Today we are going to discuss about fuel analysis and in this topic as in the previous classes we had discussed about proximate analysis and in today's class we are going to discuss about the second part of proximate analysis. Basically proximate analysis, as we had discussed, that it is a heating based observation and the collected data vary with the procedure adopted, and the different person may get different result because they are adopting the same procedure, but the condition may not be same. It depend upon the places. So approximate analysis, in the proximate analysis, basically moisture content, volatile matter, S and fixed carbon, as to find out of a given solid fuel, like we are discussing here by taking call samples. So as we had discussed the moisture content, that we had taken a gram of fuel sample, then air dried, then kept it 105 to 110 degrees centigrade for an hour in a muffle furnace, and then observe the weight loss due to the moisture content, and the final weight after getting moisture content, the call sample weight is now B gram, but we had started the experiment with A gram. So the call sample taken is A gram, and after removal of moisture content, its weight is now B gram. So now we have to find out volatile matter in that E gram call sample, how much is containing. So we have to start the experiment with the B gram, because this A minus B was moisture content, and by doing the first step we had removed the moisture content. Volatile matter mainly present in coal are combustible gases like H2, CO, CH4 and other lower hydrocarbon, and non-combustible gases like CO2 and N2, and sometimes poisonous gases may also trapped. It depends upon one place to another place according to their composition. So sometimes coal may contain methane, H2S, HCN. These are poisonous gases. So the presence of non-combustible gases always undesirable, because they are not adding any energy content. On combustion, and during the combustion the coal sample will burn with long flame and with high smoke. So how to determine the percentage of volatile matter in a given coal sample? So the moisture free coal sample B gram is taken in a silica crucible covered with a lid. This crucible is placed in a muffle furnace containing temperature 925 plus minus 20 degree for 7 minutes. The crucible is taken out and cooled first in air, then inside a desiccator. The weight of the residue is C gram. Loss in weight is reported as volatile matter on percentage basis. So percentage of volatile matter we can find out by loss in weight due to removal of volatile matter upon weight of coal sample taken into 100. So here, suppose after this experiment the weight of a coal sample will become C gram. So D minus C, this is the weight loss due to the presence of volatile matter in coal sample upon weight of coal sample that we had taken a gram initiated this experiment. First we had to find out the moisture content into 100. So B minus C upon A 100. With the help of this formula, we can find out the percentage of volatile matter in a given coal sample S. As we know that it is an undesirable and non-combustible matter which is left behind when all the combustible substances have been burned off from coal. S is undesirable due to following reason. First is it reduces the efficiency and calorific value of coal. It is increase the transporting, then handling and storage cost because this is undesirable matter. So if any fuel containing more S means we have to pay more money for transportation, then more money for handling, then the storage space also required more. Third is due to formation of S, additional cost of fuel increase because S has to be disposed of. In small scale it is not difficult, but when if you take an example of power generation, coal based power generation plant where metric ton level coal has to be burned every day, and it give thousands kg of S per day, so that S has to be disposed of from that site to far away, and for that we have to pay money for a labor charge for transportation, then the dumping side for again labor and transportation. So that will increase, ultimately it will increase the cost of fuel. Then fourth is clinker formation block the interspace of the gate on which coal is being burned. This is the case of obstruction to air supply, and thereby the burning of coal becomes irregular. So how we can determine the S content of a given coal sample? This we will discuss here. It is the weight of residue obtained after complete combustion, a weight amount of dry coal after removal of moisture and volatile matter. In an open crucible, the presence of oxygen or air at 700 to 750 degrees centigrade for half an hour in a muffle furnace. So what we have to do after removal of volatile matter, the C gram weight of coal sample, we have to take in a crucible, and with the open lid, in the presence of air, we have to do the combustion at 7 to 750 degrees centigrade for half an hour in a muffle furnace. Heating, cooling and weighing is repeated till a constant weight is obtained. The last residue was found to weight D gram, and the percentage of S, weight of S formed upon weight of dry coal taken into 100. So we had started experiment with the A gram of coal sample, and now from the A gram we had find out the D gram of the S. So D upon A into 100. With the help of this formula we can find out the percentage of S. See, fourth component of this proximate analysis is fixed carbon. After the determination of moisture, volatile matter and S content, the remaining material is known as fixed carbon. It's present the quality of fuel. Higher the percentage of fixed carbon, greater is the calorific value, because this carbon will burn on combustion. In the presence of oxygen C plus O2, it will make CO2 plus release higher energy. So ultimately the energy means we are burning the fuel. So determination of fixed carbon, it is determined indirectly by deducting the sum total of moisture, volatile matter and ash from the 100. So with the help of this moisture content, volatile matter and ash content, we will know their percentage, and that we have to add this sum of these three component we have to subtract from 100, and we will get the percentage of fixed carbon. So in another, hoping that you would understood this topic very well, and in the next class we will discuss about ultimate analysis of fuel. Thank you.